Pamela Spence, medical herbalist here. These are my clinic notes for the week. So this week we've been talking a lot about digestive upset. So it seems to have been a bit of a theme, and it's been a while since I've talked about it. So I thought that I would do a bit of a hotspot, if you like, on digestion. So one patient I was talking to this week has invested in this book, which is all about how to improve your digestion, and it's not working for her. And she's feeling very frustrated because she feels like there is a system and she's following it and she's not getting the results that she was looking for. And it struck me that quite often we are sold this idea that one size fits all. So if you just do this, then this will follow. If you just stop this behavior, then you'll feel better. If you just cut out fats, then your gallbladder will be happier. If you just reduce your stress, then your IBS won't flare up. And it's just not the case. And there's a key reason for this. And it's what I teach in my programs and in my membership and to my students. The reason is because we are not all the same. So we all have a thing called a constitutional type. And at its very, very basic form, you will be somewhere on the axis of hot, cold, moist, dry. You're going to be in one of those quadrants most of the time. And it makes a huge difference as to the kinds of things that tend to go wrong with your body, the kind of things it tends not to like, and the things that will work to get it better. And once you understand this, then you realise why, your friend maybe, with hot flushes, goes and buys black cohosh over the counter, swears by it, feels 100 times better. It's completely brilliant. You go and buy the same product and take it and nothing happens. It's because it didn't match your constitutional type. And so that's where having a herbalist is very helpful, because we read your constitutional type and we match you with the right advice, the right remedies, and absolutely the right foods. So that's kind of crucial. But having said that, of course, there are general patterns. So we've talked before about moving into the autumn and the fact that in the autumn, we don't have such innate heat around us, and our bodies have to heat up our foods first. So if you are a person who tends to be cold, now is the time to ditch the salads and the cold raw foods and eat cooked food, because you will digest it better. If you're a really hot type, you might get away with eating salad now. And when you are eating and thinking about how your body is processing things, so really, there is really no one size fits all. So one patient this week was looking at what she was reading should be happening to her, and was doubting her own experience of what was happening to her, because this program said that that's what should happen. And what I was saying to her was, really, the only thing we have is our own experience, and we are the experts in our own bodies. So if you eat salad and feel rubbish at this time of year, it is likely you have quite a cold digestion, low digestive fire. Excuse the puppy walking into the middle of a shot. Thank you. And you will do much better if you eat cooked foods. If you're a hot, fiery type, you will quite often do well with cold foods at this time. You'll get away with it, okay? When we talk then about indigestion, it always amazes me that it means different things for different people. So some people talk about indigestion, and what they mean is a burning sensation of what we'd really term acid reflux, okay? So acid is coming from the stomach, which actually sits up high here and is being fed up into the gastric tube and burning the tissues. It's a burning, horrible sensation. Lots of women get it when they're pregnant because all their organs are pushed up and the acid starts to come through. But some people call indigestion repeatedly tasting their food through the day. And I would put it to you that if that is what you experience, It's not that you have too much acid and you're digesting, there's too much digestion going on. It's actually that your acid level's not high enough and you're not managing to break down your food. So I often see people immediately being put on something like omeprazole or taking an antacid. And what you're getting is if you've got a cold digestive system, not managing cold foods, which means you continually taste it through the day and you're burping because it's not being digested, putting an antacid in there just makes it worse. What you need to do is stoke that digestive fire. And we can do that gently by adding warming herbs like cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, things like that will help us to digest. So be aware that can be two different things going on there. And that if you're cold constitutional type, you need hot foods at this time. If you're hot constitutional type, you will get away with the cold foods. Doesn't mean you won't benefit from the hot ones, but you can get away with the cold ones. And a third thing, a herb that people often take when they feel digestive upset going on, I'm talking upper digestive today, is that they drink lots of chamomile tea. Now, chamomile is an amazing tea and it is very calming to the digestion, particularly for anxious tummies, and it's very good for cramp low down in the lower abdomen. It's great for that. But if you have indigestion of the type where you have acid reflux, I would cut the chamomile out. And here's why. Your digestive tract, which goes all the way from there, all the way down, is basically a complicated tube with lots of circular muscles called sphincter muscles all the way down. And you've got one just above your stomach entry there. And it should be closed, and that's what keeps the stomach acid in. If yours is a bit weak, you'll be the person that does a yoga stand, so does downward dog, for example, leans over and you get acid coming up. That's because that sphincter muscle is not closing well enough. Chamomile, amongst all its wonderful things that it does, for some reason relaxes that particular sphincter. And so if you have already got acid reflux where acid is being pushed back up into that esophageal part of your digestive tract, chamomile can make that worse. So if that's just had a little light bulb moment for you, I would swap your chamomile tea for something else. Maybe try peppermint or fennel or lemon balm. They would all be good digestive teas. And just give the chamomile a rest and see whether that helps you. I hope that's been helpful. And I hope that you are managing to enjoy some autumn weather wherever you are, and looking forward to Halloween this weekend in the ways that we can celebrate it, which of course was our ancestors' New Year. It was Celtic New Year, thinking of new beginnings. And I hope you will, and I will speak to you next week.